Hey everybody, and welcome to this devlog of the Outbound Ghost. If you've never seen the game before, it's an adventure RPG without any stats, and it's inspired by Paper Mario and Undertale. The Paper Mario inspiration comes in the form of its visuals and story structure, while the Undertale inspiration is more so when it comes to gameplay. And so this is a really important devlog because it's the first one since the Kickstarter launched on Monday, and I'm so happy to announce that we absolutely crushed the goal. I pressed start on the Kickstarter campaign on Monday the 12th at 12 p.m. and by Tuesday around 8 we had already gone over 100%, which is absolutely crazy. Didn't expect it to be that quick, but obviously I'm super happy about it. And right now as I'm recording this, we're over 140%, which is about $13,700 US. So that's, again, absolutely incredible. So thank you to anybody who helped in any way, whether you pledged or told your friends. I seriously really appreciate it. It's kind of cheesy, but without you guys or any backers, the game wouldn't be able to be developed. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity that you guys are basically giving me. So again, thank you. Now that we've gone past this first goalpost, we're aiming for the PlayStation and Xbox stretch goals. So if we reach $20,000 US, which is a bit over 200%, I'll be able to get the game on PlayStation and Xbox, so all three major consoles since the Switch version is already confirmed. So if you want to support the game and myself in reaching that, the link to the Kickstarter is in the description, and yeah, I would really appreciate it. And if you don't have anything to pledge, telling your friends also really helps. So normally for these devlogs, what I do is I recount what I managed to make in the past week. So for example, I might make a new area and explain the level design, or I might make a new minigame and explain how I programmed it. But for this week, since I've been solely focused on the Kickstarter, I thought I'd show some stuff related to that instead. So the first thing I'm going to do is show which tiers were most popular amongst backers. So if you check out this graph, you can see that there's a real concentration around the Switch and Steam tiers, which makes total sense, especially the Switch one, right? Because everybody wants to play it on Switch, or most people do. And so in general, it follows a kind of normal distribution-y kind of pattern, but it drops hard after the Nintendo Switch tier. There's two small peaks after that. First one is the beta access one, which makes sense. You know, it's really cool to play the game early. And the one after that, which is much more noticeable, is the Graveguard tier, which is where you get your name in the graveyard of the game. And so with this last one in particular, the Graveguard one, I'm really happy with it, and I was hoping that people would like it, and so I'm really glad to see that they do. So another thing I'm going to show right now is where most of the backers came from, which is really interesting because it allows me to see where, most of the game's fans are, and so I can focus more of my attention towards those platforms. And so you can see here, the top three referrers, or like where the people came from, are direct traffic, search, or Google. And so what I imagine happened is that some people see the game on another platform and then look it up on Google or directly type the link. So these three don't really matter. The one that comes after this is really interesting though. It's Nintendo Life. The game got a really awesome article written about it on Nintendo Life, both before the Wholesome Direct and after it, which was more recent because of the Kickstarter. And yeah, it looks like that really helped. So a lot of Nintendo people like the game, which makes total sense. It's really Paper Mario inspired and it just checks out. The tier right under this are email and Twitter. So email, I assume, refers to mostly email notifications from people who had followed the pre-release page and then got notified when the game had its campaign launched. And then Twitter, is pretty self-explanatory. Below this, you got some more interesting ones, which are like Reddit and more Kickstarter specific stuff. And so I generally can't really control who sees my stuff through Kickstarter's recommendation system, so I'm not really going to focus too much on that. Many of you guys have already heard the awesome title screen music seen in the demo and also just around in the Kickstarter page. That is of course composed by the game's composer, Kimo, and he's actually making his own game, which is a cyberpunk Metroidvania. His signature musical style is also in that game, of course. And near the end of the Outbound Ghost Kickstarter campaign, he's actually going to launch the campaign for his own game. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave the links to his Steam page and Kickstarter pre-release page in the description. The last thing I want to touch upon in this devlog is that the game is going to be at DreamHack Beyond from July 24th to July 31st. So DreamHack Beyond is an online convention, but instead of clicking around a website, it's more gamified. So basically you play as a character that's basically yourself, and you walk around the virtual convention center and you can see the actual virtual booths of the games that are displayed there. So if you decide to join, you could go around and see the booth for the Outbound Ghost, and you could see the video and play the demo and stuff like that. It's going to be really cool, and it comes out the day after next week's devlog, so I'll make sure to say that again next week. And yeah, that's it for this week's devlog. It's a bit shorter than usual just because I've been focused on Kickstarter stuff and I can't really show in-engine stuff, but there's a lot of awesome stuff coming. If you haven't checked out the Kickstarter page yet, the link is in the description. I would really appreciate it if you just even checked it out or shared it with a friend that you think would find it cool. And I'm really excited to just continue managing the Kickstarter page, and I hope that we get to the awesome stretch goals that I have set up. If you have any suggestions as to what you want to see in these devlogs while I'm doing the Kickstarter stuff, since basically all the time I have is focused on doing the Kickstarter stuff instead of in-engine stuff, so I don't get to show as much in the devlogs. Yeah, let me know in the comments. I would really like to see what you guys want to see. And so that's it for this week's devlog. I hope you guys are excited for what's in store for the game, and I will see you next week and hopefully at DreamHack as well.